Hi, Douglas Idugboe here, founder of Smedio.com, where we teach you how to use digital media and the social web to market and sell your product, your services, and yourself. In this video today, I'm going to be talking about a very, very interesting topic and a very dear topic to a lot of companies, a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of experts. And this is the topic of brand and branding. This subject is a subject that I think has been misunderstood by a lot of people, even including such authoritative organization as the American Marketing Association. Now, before I go ahead and really talk about brand and branding, I want to ask you a quick question. What is branding? What is branding to you? I want you to take the time to think about it. You see, so if I was to be with you right now having a conversation across the table, I just guess that your definition would be in line with the American Marketing Association definition of branding. And according to the American Marketing Association, a brand is defined as a name, term, a design, a symbol of any other feature that identifies one seller's good or service as distinct from those of other sellers. Look at the emphasis here. The name, a term, a design, a symbol, or anything that identifies one seller's good or service as distinct from that of other sellers. This is how most people do understand branding, and that is they affiliate it to the logo, the color of their logo. They affiliate it to how they look to the outside. But the simple truth is this. Is this really your brand? Is your logo your brand? Is that what makes you a brand that people want to be in love with or buy from or do business with? It's not just the American Marketing Association that defines brand the way that a lot of people understand brand and branding to be, because this is how we've been taught, especially those that are quote-unquote branding professionals. They themselves define branding the same way. They see branding from the identity-centric point of view. According to the Webster Dictionary, they define a brand as a class of goods identified by name as a product of a single firm or a manufacturer. If you look at that definition, it's similar to the way the American Marketing Association defines a brand as well. They define a brand along the line of the name, the color, the logo, what makes the company distinct. From my end, this definition is nothing but the definition of the identity of a company. There's a huge difference between the identity of a company and the brand. What makes a brand? What is it that makes a brand? What makes the brand is the feeling that the customer, that your clientele affiliates with doing business with you. That is the level of satisfaction that your customers get from you. That is what your brand is. Whether you know you are branding or you know you are not branding, either way, whether you are branding intentionally or you are not or you are branding unintentionally, whether you know it or not, you are branding. It's either you are branding and creating a great brand, a brand that is loved by your clients and customers, or you are creating a brand that is not desired by your customers because they don't like the experience that they have with you. Your brand is the impression that you have on the mind of your customer. Your brand is the distinctiveness that you have as regards to what is loved about you. what your customer like about you. It is like in social psychology when we define and distinguish between the self and the personality. And if you look at the definition of brand, it's more from the self perspective, how you see yourself. Yourself is basically your ideal or your understanding of yourself. That is the self. But the personality, which is your brand, is how the world sees you. How other people see you. That is what makes your personality. And your brand is your personality. What makes your brand unique? What is it that your customers are really crazy about? Is it the level of satisfaction that they get from you? Is it the uniqueness of your product? Is it the innovation that backs your product? What is it? Because those are the things that constitute a brand, not your logo, not the color of your logo. A great example at this point would be Apple. Is it the logo, Apple, that really makes you want to buy Apple products? Or is it the innovation, great design, and ease of use, and great customer support that make you want to own every Apple product that is launched? Is it the logo or the expectation of service, the expectation of satisfaction, the innovation that you know you will greatly enjoy as a result of a track record of that brand? What the logo Apple does is to awaken within you, to remind you the satisfaction, the joy you got from using their product. That's what the logo does. So you are branding either way. Either you are creating a great brand or you are creating a brand that is not desired by your marketplace. So you want to focus on that. So you want to understand that there is a huge difference between your identity, which is yourself, and your brand, which is your personality. Focus on building your personality, and the self will be esteemed, and the self will be desired. Do you get that? Do you get the difference what I'm talking about here? I know in the process I have ruffled a lot of feathers here. I know that, and I am intentionally doing it because it is good for the business. It is good for the individuals and entrepreneurs that want to brand themselves. That there's something beyond a logo, that there is something beyond the color of your logo, that there is something beyond your tagline, your unique selling proposition that you need to focus on. There is something that the customer will experience when your brand is not in line with the identity that you project. First, when they come, they become surprised because what they come to see is different from what they were expecting to see. So that's why you have great radio campaign, television campaign, newspaper campaign, even website campaigns. I mean, AdWord campaigns that would bring customers in, and at the end of the day, you can retain those customers because the experience that they got from you is totally different from the expectation that they have. At the end of the day, they get to the second stage of being shocked by how your so-called quote-unquote brand was misrepresented by your identity. It even gets to a point whereby the customer is really angry. They are angry because they were deceived by your identity, giving them an expectation of a brand that is going to meet their need. At the end of the day, not meeting their need. So you want to focus on building your brand from the point of service. You want to focus on building your brand from the point of satisfaction, from the point of innovation, from the point of making sure that you exceed the expectations of your marketplace. Again, this is meant to kind of stir the pond of branding a little bit. I know a lot of mud has been risen up, and the pond right now is muddy, but it's a good thing to do. It's very, very important that we as business individuals and companies understand this branding concept, that it is beyond the identity of your company, that is much more of the satisfaction that your customers, that your marketplace, that those that are doing business with you get from you. The level of expectation, the consistency of your service, that is what makes your brand. Now that you know the difference between a brand and your identity, how can you start building your brand? How can you start building your business brand or your personal brand right now? The first step you need to take is to begin, or rather start caring about your product. Start putting the thinking hat on right now and think about your product. Think about your service. What is your product all about? Isn't your product really all about bringing satisfaction to the marketplace? Isn't it about bringing solution to the marketplace? It is time you begin to think about your research and development. Think about innovation. Think about what will make you different from your competition. Pay attention to your product, because your product is what the customer is looking for. That is the entry point. The next step for you is to start caring about your customers. Start caring about your customers. Make sure that they are satisfied with the level of service that they're getting from you, that they are satisfied with the quality of service that they're getting from you, the satisfaction that they're getting from you. Is your product really meeting their need? Is your product really meeting your need? Are you taking care of your customers? Because those are the things that turn them into fanatics about your company. Because they're going to talk about the pleasure that they get from doing business with you to their friends, to their neighbors, to their colleagues, because they enjoyed doing business with you. Quickly, before we go here, the next step you want to start taking to start building a wonderful brand right now is to begin taking and getting feedback from your customers. You want to go back to your customers. I'm not talking about some focus group that is comprised of people that have never done business with you, that have never used your product before. I'm talking about your clientele base. I'm talking about your customer base. I'm talking about the people that are using your product right now, the people that have used your product in the past. Go back to them and get feedback from them and ask them, is my product meeting your need? Is my product meeting your need? If my product is not meeting your need, how can I meet your need? Is my services meeting your need? In the scale of 1 to 10, how satisfied are you? Between that scale of 1 to 10, or how satisfied are they? But if they say, you know what, I'm satisfied 1, or I'm satisfied 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, up to 9, the next thing you want to ask them is, how can I make it a 10? How can I make it a 10? That is what you want to focus on. I'm not telling you to do this just for the heck of it. I'm telling you to do it so that you can take those data and go back to your drawing board and make sure you implement these data into your marketing, into your production, into your customer service, to make sure that you at least meet their expectation. But your goal is to exceed their expectation and turn them into your fans. Do you understand that? That's very important. That's it for today. And before I go, I just want to quickly encourage you, if you are on smedio.com right now, I would like you to look under the top right of the website. You will see my weekly newsletter there. I will encourage you to sign up on it. If you're watching this or on a third-party website, it could be YouTube or anywhere else, I would like you to go to smedio.com and subscribe to my weekly newsletter, and you continue to get great information like this. So until we meet the next time, I want you to make the choice to make a difference. starting today.